The range of coffee brewing methods available today is vast, but none are quite as showy or sophisticated as the Syphon. Paul Whitehead from Alchemy Coffee showed us how it works.
So to start with, what we'll need 250 grams of water, and we're going to be using 15 grams of ground coffee. The fresher the better. We're using one that's been roasted 2 days ago. As we add heat to the water, the steam is created and the air expands, which pushes the water up through the siphon itself. And at this point, I like to measure the temperature, and I'm aiming for 95 degrees. As the water starts to come through, you'll notice that it starts to boil at the bottom. At that point, you want to turn your heat down quite low, and that gives you better control of the water in the top. So my water's just reached 95 degrees now, so I turn the heat right down, and then you add all the coffee at once and start a stopwatch. And at this point, you want to give it a good stir. And you're aiming to get as much of the coffee down into the water as possible, and make sure that all of the coffee is saturated, and this helps to get an even extraction. And at 45 seconds, I turn off the heat and remove it, and just wait for the coffee to start to drop back down. So you wait for the coffee to move, all of the water moves through the bed of coffee at the bottom, and as it starts to bubble at the bottom, that means it's pulling air through. It's just equaling out the pressure that was created when you heated up the water. So once it's stopped bubbling, give it a little wobble, and it should just lift out. And again, the difference between the Syphon and other filter methods is that it's served really quite hot, so you need to let it cool down for a good 5 minutes before you drink it.
Costing between $75 to $150 and taking upwards of 10 minutes to brew, the Syphon isn't necessarily your quick and cheap cup of coffee, but the benefits are noticeable. A great tasting full-bodied cup, and of course, a centerpiece to show off to your friends.